Alrighty then. Welcome back to Meatball Trades, guys. We're looking at the Tesla on the 5 minute for Andrew. It's his birthday today, and I think he's old enough to buy beer. So we'll send him to the store later. But we were in the Tesla yesterday, and I got faked out. So let's talk about it. It was FOMC day, and we're scalping early with the intent of not trading midday chop, maybe, and we weren't. But he was holding a Tesla after we got done scalping, and we're trying to decide if we should hold it or not. Now, later on in the day, a couple hours later, I have it circled for us here, about 10 or 11:30, somewhere in there, where it does this dip in that circle is where we got out and decided to get off and stay green for the day on that trade, and not take a chance because we had a good morning and we knew FOMC was coming up and we were saving cash for that. We ended up doing well with that, so we had a good day. But we're going to talk about how to use the Ripster's clouds. This is a 5 minute chart, and there's two bands. You have this green band, which is the main one, and if you read about the clouds, it's moving averages is where the clouds come from, and the blue band here, this blue band is the outer band, and so when they get close together, it can get a little violent, I'm sorry, when they separate and they come back together is where you see the violence, like right here with these big peaks. But when we're talking about chop like this and it's going sideways and it starts to calm down, if you get dips like you had earlier in the morning, like this big red one, it stayed within the clouds. But over here, it's chopping the clouds. When it goes below the main cloud and it still hasn't lost this outer cloud, you can hold longer if you can afford to lose the money. You have to talk about, your financial situation too. It's easy to say, oh, you should have held that. Well, what if the guy's not willing to lose the money? Okay, oh, he shouldn't be gambling. You know what? That's none of your effing business. I'm an old man. I trade stocks so I can buy groceries and stay alive because I am not a millionaire. I used to be a broker, so I know how to do this, but I'm not the best. But I trade to stay alive. If I miss, I don't eat, man. This is my grocery money, and I don't have responsibilities. I don't have a wife and kids. Maybe you do. So, your mileage may differ. But if you can afford to lose the money, you can use the Ripster's clouds to say, you know what, I'm going to hold this one. Um, in this case, it lost the 5 minute cloud, and we were on FOMC day. We don't want to take a chance. We got out of it. But on a bigger time frame, let's say that you had bought a week's worth of time. The Tesla calls are good till Friday. We still had 2 or 3 days. If it was not FOMC day, then you could say, you know what? It hasn't lost this blue band. It's still in the clouds. We're going to hold it because we got 3 more days of time value. But it was FOMC day. We weren't trying to take too many chances. Let's talk about another great way to use the clouds. We got this red candle here, which is a great entry, and it comes into the clouds and then it stops and reverses, right? And this next green candle is not a solid reversal because it's not bullish engulfing, but the next motherfucker is, right? Okay, so it's telling you it wants to go, and then it failed. Okay, but when it failed, it didn't go down as far as it did earlier in the morning, and so that was a good sign as well. We were not willing to take that chance. When you got this candle right here, though, and it started climbing again, I posted that shit on Twitter and told everybody she's not finished. And so sorry for the birthday boy, but once again, he played it smart, and he is smart. He takes the money and runs for the door, and that guy stays green, man. Valhalla comes in 3 weeks, guys. If you can turn a 10, 15, 20% profit on every trade, you'll be at Valhalla in 3 weeks because you haven't missed. You just keep taking their money and your trades get bigger. And you're taking two, three contracts or 5, 10 contracts instead of the two or three. Your trades get bigger, right? But a series of small bets spread out throughout the day will beat these clowns. Don't ever YOLO. If you got 2 grand, you do $100 trade, $50 trade. When it starts moving your way, then you buy another one, okay? And you run for the door when you're profitable. But do it your way, guys. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do this. And yeah, she popped later in the day. And you could see the series of higher lows coming into play. And this was kind of telegraphed. If you go backwards a little bit, it's not quite perfect. but we kind of sort of had this line here from the 18th, which was Tuesday. So going into yesterday, we had this point, and that's how I draw the lines, guys. It's not witchcraft. Anywhere the lines cross, by the way, it's a magnet, and she'll go for this, intersection. Spy or Bitcoin or somebody was doing that last night, and I posted it. But anyhow, that's how we use the clouds. You can use them to hold longer, and you can use them for entries. And thanks for trading with us, guys. Go get their lunch money, man. Yeah, we share the whole screen. I don't give a shit.